Would you guys be shocked at all to discover that the 2015 Hyundai Elantra was not in Brian's name? It was in his mother's name? Well, I did a little bit of late night sleuthing last night and I came across this. Idaho murder suspect Brian Colberger has no criminal history, no car registered in his own name. Retired FBI agent says Koberger would not have been in National DNA fingerprint database. Or what about this? U of I class is canceled on November 14th to honor the student victims. And yes, guys, I got a hold of the original Vandal report too. Moscow PD is investigating homicide on King Road near campus. Suspect is not known at this time. Stay away from the area and shelter in place. But yet, roughly about 3 hours later, they removed the shelter in place, do they not? What is going on in Idaho? Like, seriously, what is going on in Idaho? And how come there's only 3 cop cars? You got one right there, you got one right there, and then you got one behind this one that's off camera. We all know the crime scene, which is no longer there because the university wanted it gone. And how come there was only 117 pieces of evidence, guys? Only 117. There's Chief Fry looking, actually, no, Captain Rainier, or Lanier, looking for something. Maybe the knife or the murder weapon. And there's old Bill Thompson talking to Chief Fry. So he was on scene the day after the murders.
North Idaho, where 4 University of Idaho students were found dead in an off-campus house yesterday morning. Today, both the university and police identified the students who were killed. 3 of them are from Idaho. News Channel 7's Andrew Bartline and photographer Troy Colson made their way up to Moscow today. Andrew is now live at the scene. So, Andrew, what can you tell us since you've arrived there?
Well, first off, we'll set the scene for where we are on campus. It's kind of the corner of Queen and King. If you're not familiar with their roads, I mean, it's just kind of off the campus, kind of near one of those Greek row sections as it's sort of broken into 2 here up at the University of Idaho, pretty close to that water tower. We talked with the Moscow mayor, Art Bedke. He tells us that it's just the start of an investigation. He tells us that this scene is complex. It's going to take time to work through. He said the Idaho State Police is going to be bringing up a mobile unit to the area as well to sort of sort through this more complex crime scene, he says. He says there's no ongoing threat at the time. Wanted to make that clear and echo what we've heard from police, but there is no suspect. There's nobody in custody right now in relation to this. Now, this quote that's going around, a crime of passion that has been seen in several media outlets published, he clarified that to us. The mayor is not saying it is a crime of passion. He says it could be a crime of passion. He also clarified that it could have been a burglary gone wrong. There's a couple different options right now, but again, complex scene, working through it to find out. Now,
A burglary gone wrong could be a crime of passion.
we'll show you what some video of this looks like earlier today as you're looking around at this area. The tape is still up. As Doug said, 4 students dead. That they were found around noon yesterday. It is a homicide investigation. And now the names are known to us. It's Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogan, Xana Cornoodle, and Kaylee Goncalves. And we talked with a neighbor who lives right next door to them. She said she knew nothing the night of, but police cars the day after sort of woke them up around noon. And now she says her and all of her roommates and people on this block are going home early for Thanksgiving break.
A lot of people left last night, and then we were like, I know we were like one of the only ones who like actually stayed here last night. My mom has called me every single hour for like since like 7 a.m. this morning. So yeah, they want me to come home if I don't feel safe. They just said come home. Like a week worth of school isn't worth it. Like if you're just gonna be scared every night. So it was just like every little noise. I was like, is someone in the house? Like I don't know. And it was just scary. Like it's all just shocking and scary. Like I never would have thought that this would have happened here.
The university canceled classes today. Classes are scheduled to resume tomorrow, but as we mentioned, a handful of students are leaving early. And actually the scene right now, if you want to take us back, you can see that a car is actually now driving in onto the property. This is a Moscow police car. There's already one police car on the property right now, so that would make it two. That other car has been there since we got here earlier today. That was around, I believe, 4 o'clock Mountain Time. So there's a couple moving pieces right now, and it looks like there might be another car. And it does, no, never mind, I take that back. That is a residential car nonetheless. But we're going to stay on top of this. We're going to have more for you at the news at 10, more of our conversation with the mayor and from the people who live in this neighborhood, sort of how they're handling this situation right now. Doug.
Andrew, thank you for getting us up to speed there live in Moscow. Look for your report.
I want to go back to this, guys. No car registered in own name. So how would this tie back to Brian? Or that car tie back to Brian if it's not in his name? If it's in his mother's name, I could understand that. But this is just one of the oddities, guys, in the Idaho 4 case. One of the many oddities, like you heard them say. Or University of Idaho students killed in crime of passion. This is from the New York Times. The authorities were still piecing together what transpired at home near the University of Idaho campus. It was not a crime of passion, guys. Then what is it? Break in gone wrong? No, I found this as well.
Can you first just tell me
Little late
how
night
you guys are
sleuthing
doing?
last night.
That's a tough question.
A picture of all the girls. This is what it's about, guys. It's about justice. Justice for Kaylee. And Maddie. And Xana. I don't trust her. And I don't trust her. It's about justice for Kaylee, Maddie, Xana, and she's 20 years old. That's Xana. She's 20 years old. Being a goofy young adult right there. I don't trust Dylan at all. Yes, there's a picture of Ethan in here too. I just gotta find it. These young adults were snuffed out before they had a chance to actually live their life. And personally, I think she's behind it. I'm not too sure about him, but her, I do not trust. Right here. Justice for Kaylee. Justice for Maddie. Justice for Ethan and Xana. Don't trust her. Don't trust her. Why are these two not wanting to see justice for their fallen friends, or what they call them as friends? They're both refusing to testify in this case. Bethany has lawyered up, doesn't want to come back to Idaho because she thinks she's going to be arrested. More than likely for that 8-hour gap. Not calling 911. And personally, when I broke down the PCA the other day, I don't believe a word Dylan says in it. I don't believe a word Dylan says in that PCA. It does not match up because she contradicted herself in that PCA. First, she says that she opened the door for the second time and heard the sounds of Kernodle crying. Okay, well, and someone saying, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." If you're her friend, you would go see what's going on and why she's crying. But no, you stayed in your room. And then a paragraph and a half later, she stated that she opened her door for the third time after what she thought she heard the sound of Kernodle crying. So which one is it? You open your door for the second time and hear Xana crying? Or you open your door for the third time after what you thought you heard was the sound of criminal crime. Which one is it? I don't believe you, Dylan. I don't believe you, Bethany. You let these 4 innocent souls die by not calling 911. You waited 8 hours to call 911. And what did you do? You called the sororities and the frats first before you ever called 911. And you called Hunter Johnson, knowing that he was Ethan's friend from Sigma Chi, to quote unquote check on Ethan and Xana in the bedroom. Because him and Ethan had some plans that day. And then why was that van shoe print outside Dylan's door barely visible? It took Amino Black to uncover that footprint. Could there have been some crime scene cleaning going on? We don't know because of this gag order. The only people that know was the people in that house. And the people in that house was Dylan and Bethany. And why was the phone being passed around to multiple people the day of the 911 call, and they called it in as an unconscious person? So who are the multiple people? Well, we know it's not Dylan and Bethany. The people that called used one of the surviving roommates' phones. And I don't even want to call them surviving. They're just roommates that didn't help nobody. I'm pretty sure if they would have called 911, either one or all of the victims would still be alive. No, they waited until they all bled out. And here's the thing. Dylan states she had frozen shock phase for 8 hours. But I don't believe that. I've never heard of 8 hours of frozen shock phase. I don't believe that, and I don't believe her. Because if she was truly a credible witness, she would want to testify in this trial coming up next year. And she wants no part of it. Just like Bethany, who spoke through her lawyer. Miss Funk wants no part of this trial, no part of this case, and no part of that house, and no part of Idaho. So what are they so afraid of? Why are they hiding? Bethany went off grid in Reno, Nevada. Why are they hiding? Do they know something that we don't? Is that why they're so terrified? Now, like always, guys, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification for any new uploads, and share this channel to anyone who likes true crime. Y'all have a good Friday evening. Peace. TCC out.